Rise and shine, family. All right, so check this out, okay? We were just talking about people celebrating the death of Kevin Samuels. I expressed to you guys that people will 100% celebrate your misery, especially when they're from a different track than you. They have a different background, different views than you. They are going to celebrate your failures, so to speak, right? And so, look, the other day I did a video blogging my journey from having my stomach removed to beat stomach cancer, okay? Now, I had my stomach removed some years ago, and I did a video recently blogging my journey as I'm gonna have my esophagus dilated to be able to eat foods easier, okay? Because my brother, the truth, he could already eat and drink better than me, and I've had my surgery a couple years before him. But anyway, I'm blogging that, and I wanna read you guys a comment on there, okay? Look at what it says now. It says, you were a pastor who was supposed to gear people towards the Most High. You listened to a heathen and you allowed your mind to go left. Instead of keeping that blasphemous belief to yourself, you decided to take the weaklings down with you. People like you are the worst kind. Hopefully, you will now see that the Most High is not a joke. Repent of your faults and ask for forgiveness. I'll be waiting for your reply and anyone else's, okay? Now look, this is crazy because no one, this is the narrative that people normally assume, that someone told me that my beliefs were false. I believed them and then left the religion. That's not the case. That's not the case. I learned that I had came to believe in these things through being convinced and not proven. And when I realized I could not prove the beliefs myself, I could not demonstrate the beliefs myself, I said, there is no reason to believe in it if I don't have a reason to believe in it. You understand? So until I have evidence to support such beliefs, I will not invest in those beliefs. It's real simple. You understand? Now, people like to assume that someone talked you out of your belief when that's not the case. But if it were, would that be a reason to hate me? If I was deceived by someone, wouldn't that be every reason to love me? I mean, want to help me? And if this God that she's speaking about exists in this way, why watch me get deceived, know I'm deceived, but then punish me with cancer just to teach me a lesson? Why not just reveal yourself to me? I'm looking for this God, trying to find evidence that it exists. I walked away from the faith because I did not have evidence to support believing in that or any other religion, but I'm hated for it. You see, and this is just me blogging my cancer journey, blocking this journey, and people are still saying, look at what you're going through. Well, I'm no longer dying of cancer, family. I beat it. You're kind of late to it. But this is what I went through during that time. This stuff is the reason I kind of discontinued blogging my journey, because this type of stuff discouraged me. However, I've grown now, and I realize that it comes with it. It comes with the territory. Anytime you are a prolific person, people are going to wish badly on you because, you know, you're saying things that disagree with them, okay? Here was my response, though. I said, they said this when they thought I'd die of cancer 3 years ago. And my response was, believers die every day for the same things. Rise. And, you know, this is 3 years ago when I made this video, when, you know, people were saying that you're going to die because you don't believe. And my whole point was, my sister died of cancer. She was a believer. My mother died of cancer. She was a believer. My niece had cancer. She's a believer. My other niece had to get her stomach removed to beat cancer. She's a believer. My sister had to get her stomach removed to beat cancer. She's a believer. My brother, he had to get his stomach removed to beat cancer. He's a believer. I'm the only one that's not. So why are you acting like God is choosing me to go through something for me to get a hint? I wouldn't get the hint because they're going through it and they are believers. My mother actually passed away. My sister actually passed away, and they are believers. But they expect me to see what I'm going through as a punishment from God for not believing. The logic makes no sense, family. You understand? And so this is why I said that, you know, believers die the same things every day. I don't see any demonstration that any person from any other religion benefits from the other. It seems that when COVID came about, they all died the same. It seems that whatever happens, no matter who you are as people, we all die at the same rate. It doesn't matter what you believe in, okay, logically. So I ask people often, If you can't prove your God to me, simply tell me or demonstrate to me what believing in your God would do for me. Show me a demonstration of how people who believe in your certain belief is benefited, where people who do not share their beliefs are not. Just simply show me. Give me one example. You understand? And people, they never can. They just say it's about faith and all of that. And you can have your faith. I don't have any problem in what people believe in. I just don't have evidence to support believing in it. Therefore, I don't. I don't hate you. I'm not speaking against your beliefs. I used to, but I chose to step back and allow people to grow on their own terms. You understand? Follow what ministers to you the most, what most connects with you. You understand? But I'm forever having to, speak to people who are confronting me about my lack of belief rather than belief. But it's not the other way around of me pursuing them because they do believe. It's they pursue me because I don't. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, her response was, she's talking to someone else, but it said something about their ex, I guess, being sick and going through some things. She says, but your ex was a true believer, though. Look at Kevin. He was once a true believer, in quotes, too, wasn't he? God, the Most High, the first, the last, and the beginning and the end, your creator will eventually weed out the true from the fake. Obviously, Kevin was fake. Why? Again, with the same narrative, because he allowed a non-believer to persuade him to the dark side, later convincing people like you to join him. In one video, Kevin even said that God can't kill me. Really? Sometimes God will make disrespectful sinners suffer until they realize their faults. Hence, Kevin. See? Do you see? I can point out people who have died since I walked away from religion who are still believers. Why would I believe that I'm suffering due to my lack of belief? My life has actually gotten better since I walked away from religion. I'm actually healthier, even though I went through a cancer scare. That was due to my genetics, not my actual overall health. I've been getting healthier since I left religion. I changed my diet with my outlook on life. I'm a better person for it. I'm a better father for it. I'm a better leader to my family for it. I don't see where I'm being punished. And it would be weird for, I guess, again, you guys, you presuppose that this person is suffering. It's kind of like back in the day. If someone had leprosy, then they deserve to have leprosy because God was punishing them. And we make up these things to speak to miseries we don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like we say we're going through this because of, God got you going through this because of something. We're making it up. There's no validation for any of this stuff, family. But I did say God can't kill me. I most certainly did, because people were telling me that I was going to die because I don't believe. Well, from my standpoint, I don't believe in a God outside of myself. So when I said no God can kill me, I'm speaking about any God outside of myself. I don't see them. I don't see how they have an effect on my life. And I'm still alive. So until the day I die, and I guess when I die, you'll say that God killed me. But I mean, everybody dies. So I guess God kills everybody. The logic is crazy, y'all. So eventually you'll die. And that's when they'll say God wins. It's like they'll get the last laugh regardless. You see? But they'll die. I mean, it's crazy, y'all. But anyway, let's continue. I'm a sinner, as all human beings are, but I was and will never be disrespectful, no matter how terrible my life is. So your ex definitely a fake Christian, especially hanging out with you once upon a time. The fact that you're disrespecting your creator, it's clear that your ex was a fake Christian. Birds of a feather flock together. Oh, and disrespecting God should never be taken lightly. Ask Kevin. One way or the other, my friend will eventually show who he is. Anything else? Well, I guess eventually he'll show who he is. But again, that's the logic that they have. It was something I was going to speak to here. It says, I'm a sinner as all humans are. Let's see here. Your ex was definitely a fake Christian. This is the illogical fallacy that is called no true Scotsman. So it's to say you're not a real Christian if you walk away. You're not a real believer if you now don't believe. So if it's like someone saying, hey, all Frenchmen love French fries, and someone goes, I'm from France and I don't love French fries, and then someone goes, well, you're not a real Frenchman, but you clearly are. But because they don't want to accept your facts into their paradigm, they just say you're not a real one. So for a lot of believers, before they will accept that people rethink their beliefs and walk away from them, They'll instead just say you were never a real Christian. You were never true. When it's logically, people can rethink things that they have committed to and walk away from them based on whatever criteria. Okay? People walk away from other religions and convert to Christianity all the time. They're not criticized for not ever truly being Muslim or whatever they came from. People leave Christianity and go to other religions all the time. You understand they're only being criticized from the Christian side, believer side, that you were never a Christian to begin with. But that logic is just, it's silly. Okay, when really you should look at why a person walked away, respect why they walk away, just like they can respect why you believe. If they can respect why you believe with no evidence at all, no way to demonstrate why you believe, and that's why people walk away from the belief. If you can't go and give a person enough information to make them believe in what you believe in, why would you then be angry at them for not believing? If I couldn't convince you to believe in what I believe in, then I'm going to say there's a problem with my demonstration. I'm not going to say that there's a problem with you because I can't convince you to believe in the thing I cannot prove. And if I believe the thing that I cannot prove is all powerful, I would simply ask the thing that I cannot prove to prove its existence itself. And I wouldn't even have a horse in that race. I wouldn't get caught up in telling people that they're going to suffer because they don't believe when it's not up to me. You understand? If I truly believe in this God, I would stand back out of it and allow God to reveal himself to whoever God chooses to reveal itself to. Right? Because as a believer, you can't believe that your God is going to reveal itself to everybody or that everybody's going to believe in your God. So it would seem that you would step away from that and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't live in the details. I should worry about my walk with whatever God I believe in and not worry about who else's walk is with God, not worry about the state of everybody else's walk with God. You see what I'm saying? Because you worrying about everybody else don't get you to heaven. You understand? Or does it? And I don't know what you believe. You understand? My logic is, if you truly believe that God is destined everyone around you to do everything that they're doing, truly has a plan for everyone around you, then why are you trying to make adjustments to people's lives? Why do you get jealous of people? Why do you laugh at people when they fail? Why do you say people are going to? Why do you do that if you truly believe that God is in the details? God has taken care of all of that. It seems that if you truly had faith in what you believe in, you would just simply go give your time and your commitment and loyalty to who you believe is God and wouldn't worry about all the other stuff. Whenever you're caught up in all the other stuff, it literally points to ego. It literally points to, I want everybody to believe in what I believe in. And if they don't, I'm going to get upset and I'm going to insult them and do whatever I can to justify my own paradigm. I need everyone who don't believe in what I believe in to be some type of evil, to be some type of possessed, some type of stupid, or some type of never believer, so I can accept that my beliefs are true and they didn't leave for any logical reason. Well, that's fine. That's fine if you want to do that, but we do leave for logical reasons. You know, we do leave for logical reasons. And if you cannot prove your religion or your belief system over other people's, it would seem logical that you would just step away and stay in your own lane, because people from other walks of life, they believe in what they believe in just as strongly, family, just as strongly. And they believe in it for the same reasons, anecdotal reasons. They say they've seen miracles and they're all attached to what God they believe in, not the one you do. So when I said no God could kill me, I said no God. I didn't just say the Christian God. I was referring to the concept that man has created called God. The idea of a being outside of you that's judging you, that created your life, who's watching you, and has an ultimate plan for you. I'm talking about that being. And if that offends you, then okay. I wasn't trying to offend you, but my paradigm, my view on life is different than yours. So I'm not disrespecting anyone's God for that matter. I don't believe in those gods. I'm not disrespecting them. You know, it's the same as when a believer, like a Christian, will say that every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. And if you don't believe in the one true God, Jesus Christ, you're going to hell. That's disrespectful to everyone else's God, but you don't feel like it. You feel like you're speaking your truth. Well, I feel like I'm speaking my truth when I say no God can kill me. Until a God kills me, no God can. A human can. You know, natural causes, weather, things like that can, but I don't see how those would be linked to a God. So if I get sick and die, that's not God. That's just you talking and saying that. So if I get sick and die, if I get hit by a stray bullet, if I fall off a cliff, this is you saying God is doing that. that doesn't justify or prove what you believe is true either. And I'm constantly being faced with people who make these type of connections, and this is how their mind works. So they're gonna blurt these things to you all day long. You know, this happened because you walked away from the faith. That happened because you walked away from. Yo, you can't connect this stuff to God or any idea of God. You know, other people in other religions tell their people that too, that if they walk away from their belief, their life will get worse. You're not new. You're not saying anything new. I challenge you to actually speak to my content. A. B. Prove what you believe is true with demonstration. Or C. Prove that your beliefs are true with proof. And if you can't do those, please stay back. Choose your beliefs for you and what helps you in your life and in your family's life, and leave everybody else to themselves, and allow them to get by how they get by and navigate and rise how they rise. Because if you can't prove it, you probably should just fall back. That's just my suggestion. I know your religion tells you that you should be out here doing it, but my logic was, when I realized I could not prove it, when I realized that I accepted it on convincing, on faith, and not proof, not experience, I could no longer carry that belief. Now, you guys may be different. You may say, well, I don't need proof. I don't need demonstration. I believe. That's fine. I say all the time, we were taught to believe before we were taught to read. We were praying to a God before we could read. That doesn't mean it isn't true, but that is a fact. Okay, now, people didn't prove to us God was real when they taught us about God. They gave us an idea of God. The idea of God seems to settle a lot of sentiments, not knowing where we go when we die, being afraid to die, wanting to see our loved ones when they have passed. We have a lot of reasons to want ideas like God to exist. But it's sentiment. And until it's not sentiment, I will not believe in such things. Do you understand? It needs to be proven to me. My emotions is taken out of it. I'm okay with not knowing where I go when I die. I'm okay with not knowing the origin of my existence. I'm okay with that. While I am curious of it, like you all are, I'm okay with saying, I don't know. And I don't need to adopt a belief that someone else gave me to feel comfortable in this reality. Do you understand? A lot of you guys say you trust in God, but no God told you that it was God and its name and what it wanted from you. We have only heard about God through people. And am I denying that there's something greater? No, but I'm telling you what we have heard from people is unproven. And why should we accept what people say about something that they can't prove? My logic is this. You cannot come up to me and tell me about a God. That's not how it should work, in my opinion. If God wants me to know who God is, God will reveal itself to me, not with the help of another man. I would never, ever, 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 ever invest in any idea of God if it came from a person. If I only heard about this God because some human told me about that God, it don't separate it from any other fantasy figure I've ever heard about. So if God truly wants to reveal itself to me, God will speak to me or reveal itself to me in whatever way it knows that I would believe it was him or her. Do you understand? Until then, can we all have some peace? Don't wish death on me. Don't wish the worst for me. And if you do, you know what, family? This is you wishing it upon yourself, because you can't turn into negative energy until you first become it. So anytime you wish these things upon me, just know that you're actually bringing them upon yourself. It is not me. Okay, so I shouldn't care. I should just say, hey, do your best or your worst. Only you will have to pay for it. It'll be your karma. Anytime you're angry, you are the only person that's feeling the anger. You are the only person that's in hell whenever you're mad. So likewise, when you see me and your disdain for me causes you to project hate onto me, that's all yours. That's all yours. Be better, family. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting the other. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it's in that chaos that you find yourself. Peace.